Hello. For everyone with FND, I want to talk a little bit about medicines. Because our doctors have never heard of this disorder, they're putting us on things and they're actually all counteracting each other. So I just Googled, just through Google, every single one of my medicines. And the three medicines I was put on top of the muscle relaxant, all three of them are not supposed to be taken with a muscle relaxant. And all four of the things they have me on are all very sedative and cause severe drowsiness. So because my whole body it has completely drained the muscle and everything, then adding four things that are very sedating on top of me, while just having a neurological condition itself adds to a lot of tiredness. I feel 24/7, like sleep deprived like I did when I had a newborn. And what these meds are actually doing is making us way, way, way more unhealthy. And so I'm going into a residential place because I've detoxed 5 times from the baclofen, and every time it's hallucinations, it's disassociation, it's the most crippling pain you could ever imagine. And you're actually not supposed to do it without medical supervision. This specific muscle relaxer also happens to be the hardest one to get off of, with the worst withdrawals, and it causes severe seizures and hallucinations and all sorts of stuff, and that's just the one. So I already stopped taking the one, but even that one that I was taking at night every night, the after effects make you then drowsy the whole next day. So because Dante's in all these sports now and has all this kickboxing stuff and does the competitions, and because I want to start kickboxing, and a couple months after I get my body used to kickboxing, I'm joining Tango. And then I just found out there's this place in Geneva, it's a non-for-profit center, a non-for-profit church of the arts that does all sorts of musicianal stuff and theater stuff and all that. So I might join a theater class too, but with the amount of exhaustion, and that's what I'm hearing from everyone I talk to with this, that they're just too tired to get out of bed. And a huge part of it is actually the meds that we're on. So once you're been on the muscle relaxers for a little bit, you gotta get 100% off them and anything else causing drowsiness. Actually, being on some of these meds triggers seizures. So you're actually, a lot of the neurological stuff you're experiencing is really just all your meds interaction, and we just get it hit harder because then it flares up everything neurologically. But because every single time I go down one single pill, it's about 10 days of just really hard 10 days. I didn't want to have to keep going through, another 50 days of detox. So I decided instead to go in the residential place and just do it. So it's like, it was kind of out of my mind because I was trying to get in there It was like over a month ago, and I got denied, and then they randomly called my mom's phone the other day and said they want to have me admitted and stuff. So it's readjusting myself mentally, because just a regular detox from this is horrific, what you go through, but this will trigger every single neurological symptom, because every single one of my nerves will just be shooting around like crazy the entire time. So I'll be going into the paralysis and Tourette's, and then I actually go into nonstop seizures I can't get out of, back to back to back, that last multiple days. So it's like stepping into what's literally the most pain you could experience in your entire existence, but it's like, do it this way or spend 50 days doing it, and suffering less, but still suffering a lot, but for a lot longer. So this is a lot more extreme. It causes a horrific, life-shattering pain. You'll be in there for a week, and then when you get out, you'll still have a week of detox at home. That's still gonna be really, really intense. But once it's out of your system, then you're gonna have a lot more energy, and you're not gonna have all these things. But you're not gonna have all these things just affecting you anymore. So you just want to really just be your own advocate, do your own Google research, keep sharing information with everyone else with FND, so that we all know what counteracts and what to and to not take, because like I said, our doctors are all just guessing. It's actually been keeping me way sicker. So once it's like done and over with, I'll be much healthier. But it's like the whole walking through the fire to I like to say swimming in the lava, because at this point it feels like so much more than walking through the fire. But you want to keep pressing on, because once you get those things out of your system, you're going to be able to exercise more. And then once you build up your physical body, neurologically, that's going to help a ton. So I'll try to update everyone and post as much as I can throughout it. But most of the time I won't be able to speak. So if I get brief points, then I'll update you guys. But it's like with great risk comes great reward. So when you just kind of press in and you do things and you take those really hard steps, the reward is just wonderful. So you really do control the rate at which you recover. You could be in pain a lot longer, or you could put yourself through a lot more pain, but for quicker results. And by joining those classes, it gives you an obligation that you have to get up and go. It keeps you accountable. And it also helps you track your progress of as you're doing the classes and improving more and more. You get to see like, hey, I'm getting better and better. And, it's about, everyone says listen to your body, but I actually don't believe we can listen to our body, because our body says just lay here and never move again. So I think it's about pressing past your body's limitations and really just partnering with God and pressing into it, because the sooner you're better, the sooner you're back to the mom you want to be, the partner you want to be, and just living the life you want, And I was excited today. I was looking up vacation clothes at the thought, like, hey, one day I'm gonna be able to take a vacation, and just like getting excited about the thoughts of being in health, and having like a whole day just out and about and doing stuff, right? Just living again. And the other thing, the muscle relaxers cause the shallow breathing, which also anything that falls under a benzo, a opiate, there's a whole list, but basically all the stuff they're putting on is counteracting. It wasn't my case, all four things counteracting with each other, but I just told God I'd say yes to everything, and I'm ready after a year to start acclimating back into life and not having the energy to really get through anything makes that challenging. So now I'm taking the steps to get energy between getting off all the meds and then the classes to rebuild strength and release endorphins and have that obligation to get me leaving the house and to start building up a routine. And it's important to keep doing the things you think you can't. Like in the natural, there's no way I could do kickboxing right now, and I can't even stand, barely for much time at all, or lift my leg at all, right? But I'm just gonna keep doing it. And same with Dango, it just doesn't seem possible in the natural. But I notice every single time I step out and I do something I think I can't, or I feel unprepared to do, or physically restricted to do, or restricted to do because of my disorder, I'm given an extra dose of God's grace, and I'm able to get through it, and this is gonna not be a good time, but the reward is just gonna be absolutely incredible. So I would encourage everyone, if you guys have a detox program and that's an option for you, start getting things out of your system. There'll be stuff you have to keep in for getting through recovery till you build up some strength, but there's a lot of stuff you can get off of too that you're on that you don't need to be on. And it's crazy too, because in a 2-second Google, the doctor could have just said, hey, could I mix this, and this, and he'd realize like all 3 things he added to my muscle relaxers all counteract, and all would be incredibly crippling to my health and my recovery, right? But now I have a new doctor, so you gotta just keep looking into the future. There was one moment that, as I was looking at some clothes, I was like, well, how am I going to be out all day? Or how am I going to go out to dinner? How am I going to, enjoy being on vacation, with being so tired and all the naps and this and that? And then I'm like, no, when you go, you're not going to feel how you feel. You're getting off. You're clearing up all the rubble of the storm and all these wrong prescriptions as part of it. And as you get them out of your system, you get healthier and healthier and healthier, and then everything else, So there's going to be times that, the devil's going to creep in and try to discourage you or be like, what you're thinking is irrational or this or that. But God's promises are to heal us, and if it's not good, then God's not done there. So if your health ain't good, God's still there working on it with you if you're partnered up with him. So I got everything washed. Mom went and brought it for me. I got washed all my pajamas. You'll be completely soaking wet the entire time, like drenched in sweat, your bedding soaked, like it will literally feel like people drenched your mattress with water, but you'll be completely shaking and trembling and freezing cold and unable to stop sweating and unable to stop freezing. So I just packed a bunch of pajamas and here it goes. The lady that was supposed to come tonight to do my intake paperwork didn't show up and didn't call, but because Mom had a conversation with them all and they had everything on file from my last intake, and she was on the phone with them for an hour last night getting everything updated. I think they just didn't feel the need to do the intake because it was already all approved and this and that. So I think they're just Monday morning gonna be like, all right, get here, but I did tell them I do want 1 day's notice to pack, but if they have the bed Monday, I'm just gonna go and get it over with so this isn't hanging over my head. But worst case, I'll end up there Tuesday at the very, very worst, but still looking like it's probably going to be Monday, because that's what they were arranging everything for. So I'll start out in the detox wing, but because neurologically everything that's going to happen and the extent of what it does to my heart and everything, I'll quickly be transferred over to the medical side to finish out my detox, where they could have me more medically monitored. So they already have that coordinated, so I don't even think I'll get through one night in the detox side. But we'll see. I don't think so, but it's gonna be whatever. And I kept telling God I'll say yes to everything, and this just popped up again with the bed thing. So I was like, all right, yeah. So, like I said, it's time to get some energy and get back into life and being able to do the school events and some stuff I want to do in the community and just living, So it's all worth it. It's definitely all worth it. I was looking for my book. I was going to do the reading for you guys, but I got too tired to keep looking. It's in my orange purse, which I just can't remember where that is at the moment, but tomorrow I'm gonna get everything packed and situated, so that I'm ready for Monday. Because I think even though they didn't come, because they already said the Monday intake is just gonna stay like that. I don't know. There's been a lot of walking through the fire, swimming through the lava lately, but I find every single time, not only God's grace through it, but just a beautiful reward on the other side that I'm like, all right, that was rough, but I'm glad it's done, and this is what had to happen, and everything's better for it. So recovery is a lot. There's a lot of different parts to it. And you get so sick and get put on so many meds for so long. Detox and stuff comes into play, and that's a big part of it that you have to get through. It's definitely the most painful thing in the world, so it's the worst of it. But then it's just like kind of like uphill from there. Then it's just like you get encouraged, It's like, all right, I'm gonna get out there, I'm gonna do it. And just every day that you choose to get out of bed is a day that you contributed to your recovery rather than contributed to another 2.5 days of recovery time needed, So you just want to be picking up the pace of your recovery as fast as you can, because you're worth every single day of health, And that's it. I'm happy I'm doing this. Petrified, naturally so. Because I know exactly what it's about to be like. And this will be the worst detox of them all, because it will be getting them completely out of my system. So even though the other ones were cutbacks, significant cutbacks, there's still stuff in my system. So it wasn't like, 100% detox. It was just lowering. But this will be like 100% out of my system, which is what I need. But it'll definitely be the most intense one. So I'm like, when you look forward to something, but you're like, boy, oh boy. And what's great about it too is now starting with the neurologist, it's a clean slate, right? Starting with the new doctor, it's a clean slate. Getting prescribed the right things without having other things to counter, or having all these other things that he's going to have me detox over months and months and months before I could get on the right stuff and my levels right? Because then we can't throw more things that just counter stuff until getting all that out. So it's like, also, the sooner I create a blank slate, the sooner I create a slate that the right health team could start working off of. So, just putting feet to my faith, and God saved me through a lot this year, so he's going to keep doing that. And every day I'm healthier. This is just going to be one of the largest jumps of my health yet. So, in a couple weeks when, I start turning that corner and I'm like, all right, this is starting to feel okay. I'll just be filled with like, yeah, we did it, and gratitude, and mostly glad it's over, but the harder you fight, the, faster through, and just, why stay sick longer? I feel like I've lost enough of my life, and, time with the kids and being able to do stuff, so I'm ready to not have to miss all Dante's stuff and not be able to leave the house at night or sit on bleachers or, all that stuff. So a turn's coming, and for everyone else is partnering with Jesus and has just surrendered their illness to him, like, your turn is coming too, but there'll be steps you have to take, and I'll keep letting everyone know what I find out works and what I find out is hurting, and giving you as much education and knowledge as I could pass on through personal experience. So I'm going to go. I think the insomnia right now is just being caused by, like, man, oh man, it's like, that dread countdown of just knowing within 24 hours of getting there, I will be in life-shattering pain, just like, So I'm just kind of like, So it definitely, I guess, keeps me up at night. But I just found out about this. I forget which day now. It was real recent. I told you guys when it happened. Maybe it was Friday. It was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. Maybe Friday. It was Thursday or Friday. Or I guess today's Saturday. Yeah, so it was Thursday or Friday this all happened. So I've been processing it all and just getting mentally like, alright, I got this. I gotta get through this. I'm just gonna be super close to Jesus in those times that it's super unbearable. Just call out to Him and just, that's it. So, okie dokie. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.